been voted
Make America great again by starting with that.
out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
What would you say to somebody that
See what she said? That's how you make America great again, man. You know? Good old traditional way of life. And that's coming from a youngster. Most wouldn't expect that. They expect me to be stupid
Nice to meet you.
because I'm young.
So your claim is that women will be happier at home. I think you're
But everyone here is smart. Everyone. I'm the dumbest one here, by the way. I'm not the one that's in college. I'm just listening to these people.
conflating, though, happiness with importance. Because I get what you're saying, where a woman can write a book and have kids, but the kids are always going to make her happier. But I think it just means that kids are always going to be more important, not necessarily make you happier. But also, piggybacking on Naima, we don't live in an economy where people typically can have a one-income household,
right?
Whether it be the mom or dad that stays home. And so I think, and you keep bringing up the 1950s, which,
because it was right before the fact.
I just don't know if that's the period of time that you want to
That's when America was great.
go back to.
No, it's just I'm just going back to the first wave of feminism.
But you want to undo progress that's been done. So I'm curious as to what decade.
Back at that time, very low rate of divorce. Very low. So you tell me which time is better, like when it comes to families. Come on, man.
You'd be comfortable living in, especially as a black woman.
Okay, so
Here we go.
we're gonna park aside the race politics because I want to
I'm not even surprised. Look at them big old earrings and the short hair.
focus on.
Okay, then as a woman, what period of time do you want to go back to?
Just as a woman, I think that it was probably a better environment for women when we understood that raising our children was fulfilling.
But some women still do understand that.
Right.
And a lot of women
and I'm one of them.
And I'm here advocating for you
Okay.
to be able to live the life that you want and for other women to be able to live the lives they want.
Do you have children?
No.
Okay. You have a career, I presume?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you work in? What field do you work in?
I do hair.
Okay. Wonderful. So I have
How you do hair? You barely got hair. Let me stop.
both children and a career, as somebody pointed out.
Let me stop.
And so the fact that I'm saying that you will be infinitely more fulfilled at the end of the day by raising your children than you will be if you come home and you say, wow, I really crushed it dyeing somebody's hair today. What is it exactly that makes you angry about hearing that? Like, that's what I'm actually trying.
Nothing makes
I'm
me
trying
angry.
to get.
No,
I'm trying to get to the. I'm trying to get to the implicit revolution.
That's the thing, is that no one
when
is
someone
angry.
mentions children.
No, see, no one's angry when you mention children. I get angry, I guess, when you mention that someone should have a children, or you're trying to impose a lifestyle onto people that you want to live, which I think is kind of funny because
That's what y'all all keep saying. She ain't trying to oppose anything. Y'all talking to her like she's a freaking prime minister, which we don't have one of those.
someone who's anti-feminism, you practice it more than most women do. I mean, every time you get on your podcast, every time you collect a check, you're practicing feminism.
Okay, that's what you think.
No, that's what it is. Because
actually,
without feminism,
yeah.
you wouldn't be able to exist.
Yeah, people keep.
Even in the scripture, it say that women are supposed to make some money for the house. What the heck? It's in Proverbs, man. Proverbs 31. What the
I
heck?
hate when people say that.
But it's
it
just the
it
truth.
just shows that you haven't done the research to even understand where the
Or you don't know
came from,
history.
which was discovered. That's what I'm saying about you, because it means that you don't understand that a bunch of government officials in the CIA funded the feminist movement. So for all of your hatred for the patriarchy,
I'm so confused.
and
So
speaking
my
about
question
men,
is it bad that they funded it or bad that it just happened?
Men wanted women to go into the workforce. The government, which had a lot of men, it was being.
Are
run
you
by
talking about
men.
because World War II occurred and we had to
No,
go
I'm
to
talking-
factories, and then when we left the factories, they forced us back into the homes?
That's not what I'm saying at all. So let me tell you what I'm saying, and then you can respond to it.
Go for it.
Gloria Steinem was considered to be a feminist icon, right? Because she led these protests. She also had a bunch of music festivals. She got students involved. It is just a fact that Gloria Steinem was funded by the CIA, okay?
Oh,
The CIA, being the male-dominated CIA of the 50s and the 60s, funded those movements. So what do you think was the explicit aim? Do you think it was because the government really wanted you to be more free, that they wanted to encourage women to enter
Well,
the
I have to be honest with
workforce?
you, I couldn't speak on
like I said earlier, it's business, not personal.
on behalf of the government.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And what their intention
Well, I think it's important
was
because you
with
just
that.
said that I don't know history, and I think it's pretty important if you're going to sit across from me and say I don't know history that you
Yeah,
learn a
but-
piece of history and then question as
You keep bringing up men, and I think it's funny because we should talk about men more. Like you brought up suicide, they're 4 times more likely to kill themselves.
which is why I don't
And while
believe-
women, we're twice as more often on antidepressants, but that's because we go out and do what we need to do to keep coping.
because we're not happy.
And we need to focus on men and the
She using the word cope. Is a cope associated with sadness? Oh man.
patriarchy because it's actually oppressed them just as much as women now emotionally, right? Because when we're kids, our parents teach us how to cross the street. Look both ways so you can get the other side unharmed. When a
Right,
boy
right.
comes across a feeling, and I'm using men and boys here because they're the ones suffering. Women are too, but emotionally. When they come across a feeling they haven't felt before, we have to teach them how to get to the other side and cope with it. Otherwise, they stay where they are. That anger and resentment builds. That's the feeling they become most comfortable with. That's the feeling they go to first in most situations.
All right,
So we need to
pause.
stop telling our boys that they don't cry because they do. They just do it alone, and then they become even more alone.
Nah, be a man. I mean, you can cry and all that, but not too much. Not too much. When you're a man, you cry for something serious. You'll cry over your bowl getting flipped over, or even if you slip and fall on your butt. Nah, you don't cry because of that. Nah, you don't do that. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you have a homie,
It's easy because I use.
if you have a homie, his car flipped over 10 times, you cry over that. Yes. Now he in a body cast, hospital for months and months and months. Yeah, you cry over that. Not because your milk fell over, nah.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. Okay, so you say that women are more fulfilled at home with kids than going out into the workforce or getting educated, but that just really doesn't bear out when you look at the stats, when you look at how working mothers are way less likely to be in poverty. Maternal education is the #1 predictor of childhood outcomes, better scores, getting higher incomes in the future, fewer behavioral problems, better mental health. So it's weird to me and college educated women are least likely to get divorced, and they're the only women, the top 10% of women are the only women whose marriage rates are going
It's because they meet their husband in college. I heard this before.
up. So they're getting married, they're staying married, and their kids are doing better. When you look at stay-at-home mothers, you see that they're more likely to report being depressed, they're more likely to report having anxiety and anger and all these types of things. So how can you say that? Seems like a woman, if you want to get married and have kids, you should go to college and have a career.
So it sounds to me like we are looking at totally different statistics because everything that you said, I've actually read the exact opposite.
I'm glad we're on a fact check show with you.
Right, exactly.
Oh, it's so exciting.
That's going to be
Nah, that fact check junk is some bull crap. I never saw that years ago. Now we see it all of a sudden. Where was it at back then?
amazing. Okay, because I know, like I said, I
All of a sudden it came about when people started getting their comments deleted off of YouTube and getting their comments deleted off of Instagram. All of a sudden that's when this fact check thing comes. I don't believe in coincidences, man.
think what we're talking about is that there was this widespread report on female happiness, and I know that it was formally debunked, and it was.
That's not what I'm talking about. Pew Research,
Right.
University of
Okay.
California. In fact, working mothers today spend more time with their children than women did in the 1960s that were at home.
Okay, well, women that I can tell you women that are
Nah.
at home are obviously spending more time with their children than the people who are at work.
And their
today.
children are not faring off any better,
Right.
and they're faring off worse.
How are you measuring their children faring off worse?
How likely they are to higher incomes, better scores, fewer health problems, fewer behavioral issues, and
Okay.
better mental.
So the just to get back to the claim that I'm making here is that it is obvious that women who have children are going to be more fulfilled.
How is
right?
that obvious? Because you said so?
No, it's not obvious because I said so. It's because when you look at all the statistics in terms of women who are choosing not to have families, they are, as the person who just sat here before you mentioned, they are suffering from more depression. They're suffering from more anxiety. And
That's not true.
okay, it is true. It is actually true that women who
Yeah.
are choosing their careers over starting families are finding themselves leaning more onto medicines like Xanax, anxiety-inducing medicines, and depression because they suspended that time frame where women really should be looking to find a partner and to start a family because they were instead pursuing their careers.
why are
there
they
has
better
been
off?
it is a dishonest, it's totally a dishonest narrative that men and women want the same things out of life. We don't.
Exactly. You better stop listening to the Satan. Stop listening to him.
We
Stop
absolutely do
listening.
not want the same things out of life. In fact, we don't even measure success the same. Men and women don't even measure success the same.
So,
okay?
tell me
Exactly.
how the women who are working and getting educated, why are they faring off better in all of these?
I am telling you that I do not believe they are faring off better in all of these measures. I do not.
Because of what?
I am telling you that we are looking at totally opposite statistics. Like, so you're sitting here telling me that the statistics show that women who are working are producing better children. But I am saying that women that grow up in a two-family home where the mother stays at home are faring off better than the children who are being raised in an environment
Exactly.
Where the
both
women
of
are
parents-
working?
Where both of the parents are
why don't
working
you
away
stay
from the
home?
home. I do get to work from home.
But
That's the irony. That's
I've
why
watched your
said
show.
I'm
You talk about all the
actually-
nannies you hire, and it's so
I
hard to find a good nanny.
I never talked about all of the nannies I hire.
Yeah,
but
you have.
I spoke about how difficult it was to find a babysitter who knew how to cook a meal, and that's because who
you
knew how to
don't need
make.
a babysitter. You're already. You could retire right
You have
now.
to let people respond to you when they're speaking.
You don't want to.
to
retire.
respond to you when I
No, you
speak.
don't want to. You want to be working, which is great.
I seen that person before. Why do we putting the same people up here? Get somebody else. These people must work for Jubilee. Like,
You're telling me what I want now, and then accusing me of telling you.
Wait,
what
are you?
want.
You don't want to work?
Can you just let me finish? Because you've said so many words that what you're trying to do here, like your argument style, is I'm going to say so much and not let her get a word in, and then walk away and feel like I've won.
get your word
Yeah,
We're not
that's
having
all they
a
do.
conversation because you've not letting me respond to
Go
even
for it.
one of your points.
Go for it.
Okay. What I am saying to you, first to answer what you just said, which was a lie, what I spoke to you about on the weekends is that it's been increasingly difficult to find a 25-year-old who even knows how to make boxed macaroni and cheese.
they don't even know how to do it. They don't even know how to do it.
Right? And that's crazy.
Damn.
In large part due to feminism, women don't
That's easy to make, man.
even focus. Women don't even focus. Like there's this idea that women shouldn't be cooking. Like there's something fundamentally wrong with women even learning how to cook.
Yep.
You know what I
Spending
mean?
as much time with your children as you possibly can, because that's the way to get the most fulfillment.
No, and that's what I'm trying to say. I am speaking to you
So
as.
then stop.
Okay, could you please let somebody get in
I
a
did.
word
I
edgewise?
let you finish.
You're not.
I
You
did.
actually have not let anybody
have.
finish. And like I said,
absolutely have.
it's
They different these days, bro. I mean, I'm young and all, but I don't know. They different these days, man. In elementary school or middle school, we cannot do that to anybody. That'd be a fight, bro. We can't do that. Like,
no one benefits
We
when you're just
can't.
speaking over me and not allowing me to respond.
people these days disrespectful for nothing. Have respect.
All you're proving is that you have an attitude and you
Okay,
believe
can you
in
address the
feminism,
point now?
but you're not. You see, that's what I'm saying. You just have an attitude, and it's not
Trying
cute.
to-
It's performative.
I love if
I'm
you
actually.
address my point. I will be quiet if you address my point.
Does anybody actually feel here that I am being allowed to address any of her points when she just
Yes,
keeps running
yes.
over me? Like I'm literally trying to answer
Everybody
your
said yes.
first point of you saying that I don't stay at home.
Yeah,
Fair
that was
point.
really weird. Yeah.
Fair point. Obviously, I get that you're all anti-Candace and pro-feminist, but also it's not productive if you're not actually.
Okay, address the
responding.
point. You spend more time saying that I'm not addressing, that you don't have a chance to talk. When the whole time you could have addressed the point.
Okay.
You could have talked.
I
So go for it.
just want you to know that you're not coming across as somebody who wants to actually have a conversation.
Yeah,
so
she don't
to
want
get back
to.
to the claim, because I don't even know where you're at. You're now talking. You're saying that I said stuff in my podcast.
I'll go wherever you wanna
that I
go.
never said.
I'll go wherever
So do
you
you want
wanna
to
go.
start with me working at home? Because I work at home.
Somebody like that, I don't think she ever been in a fight. I ain't saying she need to get in one, but maybe she do, so she can learn how to respect other people, and respect other women that don't share the same beliefs that she shares.
just said something about me working
You
at home.
travel all around the world.
Okay,
You do speeches, and I love that. I love how ambitious
Okay,
you are. That's
yes.
a really great trait. And if you were truly said that, you would be more fulfilled. Now, one thing you do find is women, they don't want to stay at home when you pull them. They just want flexible working hours and flexible working conditions, like you have. And I think we should all advocate
It's rare. She already said that. Not gonna happen for everybody.
for
A
that.
fake.
It's not one or the other. But when you sit here and you go, you'll be more fulfilled doing this and spend all your time doing
Yes.
that. We would love for you to leave the public eye and go focus on what makes you fulfilled.
Okay.
Hey, before we go any
These people
further,
got-
we want to take a moment.
These people got problems, bro. What the heck wrong with these people?